Hey, I'm Scott. Happy to be here.
Hello. I'm Wesley. I am also here.
Just Caleb.
I know exactly what happened.
So Caleb is saying nothing but nice things about all you people. So very nice.
Yes.
Unimaginably nice. Yeah, good. Okay. Thanks, George. Thanks, guys, for letting us know, too. Yeah, that was one of the things is, we've been, playing around with this for, the last hour or so. And it's been interesting. I was talking to Scott, I really have to put it to it for folks that do this professionally with, YouTube channels. You got that? Yeah, go ahead and do a test.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Do you guys hear Caleb now?
Yes, we got Caleb.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's because remember I had to add my input into the one thing. Well, the way it works is each scene has its own individual input streams, right? So I had to go to each scene and add my input for each one of those.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So that goes back to what Wes is saying, was the three of us have learned to have huge respect for YouTubers who do this day in and day out.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, so as I was rewind back to the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. So, hi, I'm Caleb. Everybody else already got an introduction, but apparently I didn't, unbeknownst to me. Welcome to COGG, everyone. This is the Central Ohio Game Dev Group. We are a community, a fully volunteer community in the Columbus area, Central Ohio area, dedicated to bringing awesome resources for those of you who are interested in games, interested in making games, making your own games. We're the three of us are just super jazzed to be doing this, to be providing opportunities and resources for y'all to work on your games. And we love seeing all of the stuff that you're doing all the time. Plug for Prototype and Play, where people bring their games and show them off. Always something good to see there. So highly encourage you to come, check it out, ask questions, and bring your own games. It's really fun. But today's event is our regularly scheduled Let's Play. So I'm sure all of you have seen Let's Plays before, probably seen ours before, but the goal behind our specific Let's Play has been that we want to create a space where we as game designers sit down, play a game, and think about how it was made, why it was made, decisions that were made about it. That's in terms of mechanical, narrative, basic construction, aesthetic, all of that kind of stuff. And we want to just take a nice deep dive into what's going on in a specific game. Now, what we've been doing is we've been picking a particular theme per month and giving you, our audience, the opportunity to vote on what theme we're going to pick. So today is going to be something fun. We're going to be doing a multiplayer game. A lot of times when you see streamers, they're streaming just one camera and one microphone and then whatever they might be showing on the computer. And that has a whole degree of complexity to it. What we're doing is we're streaming more than one person playing one game on one person's computer normally. That's what our normal setup is. That's an additional set of complexity because we've got the audio stream from Discord, we got the video stream from Discord, we got to display all of that. Well, today, and this is the reason why we were so late, is that we are going to be doing the three of us playing a game together. Streaming it to you. And this is going to be really fun. Now, there's an added a simplification we'll say to this is that I don't have to stream my game to them because they're going to see it and play it themselves remotely. But the game which we have picked today is actually a local co-op couch game. And so we're going to be utilizing Steam's remote play option. If you haven't used that before, which previous to today, I had not used it before. I don't know if you guys had used it before.
No, it's pretty cool though.
So what it does is it allows one person to stream their video feed of the game and other people to stream their inputs to the game back and forth, and so they can all play a quote-unquote local co-op, not local co-op. Again, this is going to be really interesting. I don't know how this is going to work full on. We have tested it. It does seem to work. It took us a while to get to that point. Also, these two guys can use controllers and I have to use a keyboard because reasons. Yep. And this is definitely a controller focused game, which is going to make it more interesting for me, but that's fine. Anyway, so
and
go ahead.
The neat thing too is I don't actually own the game. So a lot of these games that are remote play through Steam, like you can just let your friends play with you if it actually has that feature incorporated into the game. So that's actually kind of fun because then you can be like, hey, I've got this game you guys want to play tonight, and just throw them an invite and they can play with you. So it's really interesting.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought people would have to own the game.
That is kind of cool. Yeah.
But I mean, think about it.
I fully expect at least one or two things to kind of go wrong, but I'm pretty jazzed about this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. It's not a live stream if something doesn't go wrong, right?
That's right, exactly.
And something already went wrong, so we're going to be great the rest of the time, right?
Yeah, we already got that under the bridge. Yes, it's done.
You can only go up at this point. Yeah.
Okay, so the game that we are going to be playing today, transition, is a game called Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime. So this is a game which I have played before and loved. It's a lot of fun. It's a really quirky, interesting aesthetic in of itself. But it is a really great asymmetric co-op game. And we'll get into more about what that means. It was developed by Asteroid Base. They used Unity. Always nice to see games made in Unity fully launched that are nice and polished and things. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of games are made in Unity today, and it's not just a hobbyist thing. Like professional level games are made in Unity. It's really cool. And this was back in September of 2015. If that sounds like a long time ago, it's because it was.
Yeah, so I was surprised about that. Because I was thinking it was just a couple of years old, but it's a fun game for sure. I mean, I thought it would have been like something made a couple of years ago.
I know, right? Okay.
And I am totally going to be bringing Wes and Caleb down because I have never played this game before.
Oh yeah. It's really easy to pick up.
A little bit of testing that we did. This seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. I can imagine this being a very good couch game where you can be yelling at, and this is the great thing about local co-op games is you can be yelling at each other, saying, "It's like, no, you got to go over here and do this. I'm going to go over here and do this. So you got to go over here and do that." I see that in this game, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, I think the challenge for the three of us is that we are going to need to figure out how to actually talk about the design of this game while we're playing it, which might be interesting. So
perform some real YouTube skills.
We can pause this game, right?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
We may take. Of course, I don't actually know how to pause it on the keyboard. So
it might. Well, yeah. I mean, it might be escape.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So anyway,
if nothing else, you can go into overlay mode.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So the game is sitting here in the background, in theory, connected to all of us remotely. So I'm going to switch over to it. We're going to need to test a couple things. One, that all three of us can control our characters. Two, that the audio is actually coming through. So if y'all in the audience could verify for us that the audio is coming through when I switch over here, let's do it.
All right. I am good.
I think I've already selected my character.
It looks like
I can try to
coming through. Let's see.
Doing some testing, folks. Bear with us. I think we have double audio, Caleb.
Double audio. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yep. Echoes.
Okay, how about now?
We're good. I think we're good.
Okay, test your voices.
Test 1 2 3.
Okay, major echoes. Hopefully that has been fixed now.
It's fixed. That was an older comment. It's fixed.
Good. Okay. And I have my character. I can control mine. Can you control your guys' characters?
That is affirmative.
Okay.
Yep.
We're professionals. We did good.
I'm going to reposition us just a little bit on the screen here, because I think we need the top left. Okay. Well, if that... All right, tentatively, I think we're ready to go. Let's try it.
Yeah.
All right. And...
You never know until you try.
Okay. So yes, there was an intro video. Lovers HQ is under attack, and we need to get the prototype ship free. That is our immediate goal.
Yeah, so all of us are 3 separate characters working together in all different parts of the ship to control it. It's kind of a concept.
Yeah. So let's take, before we hit that last button, let's just take a minute and like assess our situation.
Yeah.
So we got the 3 of us characters. We can move around and jump and twirl, apparently.
You guys see that? That's awesome.
I think also, like, if you are on a seat, I can actually push you out too.
Yeah, you can battle for it, I think. Yeah, there you go. So you can kick out the other person. But it like takes a second, and so you like lose a potentially precious second in order to do it.
So when you're telling someone, "Oh hey, I got an achievement." Yeah.
Achievement couples dance lessons. I love it.
I got an achievement for being mean.
Okay, so basically what you have is you have this internal structure of the ship, and that's laid out in a bunch of different rooms and ladders, and they have terminals that represent various things you can actually do in the game. So right now, all they give us are control over the 4 turrets. Yeah. Now what we're going to be doing is we will periodically, through the course of the tutorial, we'll unlock a couple of additional things that we can use within our ship. So we have more terminals. So even with 4-player, if we had actual 4 players involved, you wouldn't be able to do everything. So I think there's going to be 3 more stations that are going to materialize over the course of the intro.
The ones that are empty. Yeah.
So you'll always have to make some decisions about what you want to do. So let's go ahead and hit that. Somebody want to hit the last button?
Got it.
Boom. Okay. Enemies. Enemies.
I've got the left side.
I have the top side. Okay, shield and engine pods. Alright, so here's our shield pod. Now this is a challenge in teamwork. So there are actually 2 buttons, and you have to hit both of them simultaneously in order to get that. That's going to be something that'll happen a couple of times throughout the game.
That's very cool.
Oh.
Alright, so just as a reminder, Caleb is yellow. Is that right?
I'm green.
You're green. Okay, so Caleb is green, Scott is yellow, and I'm blue. So we start calling out the names. We'll kind of use that as a reminder. Oh, okay. I got you.
I'm on the shield, so all on you.
Yeah. Yep.
And then our last piece, navigation. So with the navigation, you get this little thruster guy, and you can thrust, but you can only thrust opposite the direction that this thing is going in. Actually,
and that has a great laggy feel to it.
I'm going to take 1 second here and see if I can't turn this guy down a little bit. That might be a little bit better in everybody's ears.
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. I don't know if it's streaming the audio from your computer or if it's just
streaming the
setting
audio
that I
from my
have.
computer.
Okay.
I might.
And let us know in the chat, folks, if there's any kind of audio issues, if it's too loud.
Yeah.
Because it's a little difficult for us to be bouncing back and forth.
I mean, to me, that's better because it was pretty loud for me.
Yeah. I was realizing that was probably a little bit overwhelming, so just get ourselves moving here.
I got the Top Guns.
It's a pretty simple intro tutorial. And you got this little guy that kind of helps you understand what's going on. So we got that lock on the right side.
You have to rescue the cosmic space bunnies.
Right.
These are not just any kinds of bunnies. These are cosmic space bunnies.
That's awesome.
You can even hear them.
All right, so we've got this cage down here. I love the sound they make. That's amazing.
There we go.
With the power of love.
Captain Planet. Sorry. All right, I shall hop on a gun.
Whoa, I've never controlled the ship before.
All good. Well, the cool thing, too, and I only know this because I played this before, but as a shield controller, I can kind of deflect if we get too close to a wall.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
So, so that's really helpful, especially like if you're like learning to drive or you're navigating. A lot of times you'll be navigating through a lot of obstacles, and
just remember,
good to have someone.
Wes is the only thing that stands between us and oblivion.
Well, hopefully we get a better shield soon.
Yes. The other thing too is I think your shield turns off when you move it.
Oh yes.
Hit the special button. I'm gonna wait for it.
No!
Oh yeah, that thing's pretty cool.
Okay, so new player here. What is that?
Okay,
so it fires. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Caleb.
No, please.
I was just gonna say, once you fire it, it fires it for a duration, and at a rate. So you kind of want to almost fire it a little bit before you think it's going to work out. So in this instance, we had a lot of baddies, so to speak, at the bottom. Those little fly enemies. So if you were to blast that, it can actually knock out a range of enemies pretty effectively. You just got to time it up correctly. But what's nice about that one is like once you can kind of leave and come back to it when you want to.
Huh. So I'm assuming it's something that's a little more powerful.
Yes. Yeah. It's
got it.
Definitely a heavy weapon.
It can plow through stuff.
Yep. Yamato cannon.
Yeah.
So that was our first kind of hectic battle.
Oh, it gets more hectic.
I'm sure it's gonna. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get on the
oh, you got it. Okay.
I got it.
Cool.
Let's move in here. All right.
So, I am liking the co-op elements to this, of having to know when to jump on something and also be conscious of what other people are doing.
Yeah, I will definitely say being able to talk to someone is going to be really helpful. Because you could say, hey, I'm going to jump on gunners at top. Then you can kind of rely on them to jump out and move.
I'll steer.
The other nice thing too is when you have 4 players, you can get 2 gunners on either side, and then somebody on shield and somebody on the thrust, and then you get pretty much good coverage of the ship. Occasionally, you'll need to swap.
I've got bottom gun. Oh yeah, you got it. Cool. Good.
map station. So we can look at a map. And so every level will have one of these where you can see what the layout is. And so there's a literal, I love this, a literal fog of war. So there's little fog clouds
that's
around. So you can navigate around to get everything. Every level is basically you'll have enemies that'll just kind of mostly just keep coming. You'll have certain areas that'll be concentration of enemies for a specific purpose. You'll also get so there's a goal in order to leave, which is you have to rescue a certain number of bunnies. But the goal is not the same as the maximum number of bunnies in the level. So you can actually say, well, you only need 5 bunnies to advance to the next level, but there are actually 8 bunnies, and so you could go rescue the additional ones. And so there's that little bit of like collector's completionist kind of thing going on there too.
Leave no bunny behind.
Leave no bunny behind. That's definitely how my friends and I usually play it. Who wants to go back to a level?
Too, between kind of us avoiding like hitting the sides and us navigating in our own ship, it's a very maze-like idea almost of like moving around in this world, which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, so this is the tutorial map.
Yes.
Are other maps randomly generated?
I don't believe so. I think that
No. Yeah, actually, this one, you can tell that it was, well, I mean, essentially, if you're looking at the map, it was like half of a heart. So a lot of them are like in certain shapes. Usually, not all, I don't think they're always, but a lot of times you're just trying to like reveal more of that shape.
So
yeah, some of them can be pretty open, some of them can be very closed in.
That's obviously something we can't get yet.
Oh yeah,
yes,
that
yes. It's behind a barrier.
I forget what we have to do. That might be the one where we have to get all the bunnies for it to open.
Uh-oh.
I think. Okay, so this is obviously an area where we're going to be in a little bit more trouble.
Got the bottom.
Yay!
Nice.
Alright.
Alright, so is there anything in here?
You can tell at the top left, we got 2 more bunnies wherever they are.
Yeah, why don't you go straight up for just a second here and make sure we didn't leave anything up there. Okay,
Here, I'll,
we're good.
There we go.
Yeah, so we got that. Yeah, so we'll have to go probably the bottom.
Yep. Oops.
Also on the map, I just want to point this out, the ship totally looks like a whoopee cushion.
Yeah.
Map data.
Yep.
So map data, that's what that was.
So
That shows us where the other bunnies are. That's right.
Nice. That's cool.
was that only 1 bunny though?
I think so. Or yeah, I think so. Okay, so
We should have
let's take
2.
a pause. Let's take a pause for a second. Something I wanted to talk about is iconography. It's one of my things that I talk about all the time.
This game's full of it.
It's really full of it, and you'll see a nice consistency between there's the target and there's the goal up on the top left. So you'll see the bunny icon 3 out of 5, and then the bunny icon on the target there. It's something really simple, but definitely like consistent iconography across your game. Super important, like really important.
And really colorful.
So colorful.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, the style, look, and feel and animation of this game is just so amazing, just in terms of its colorful, bouncy quality, but also just kind of goofy.
Security system has gone haywire.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, didn't see that. Oh no.
Yeah, I have to use the shield. So it's you can go through that. That's not a problem, but I just have to make sure to adjust the shield angle.
Oh, that's our first bad lesson. But you know what was cool about that is it was easy to walk into, right? Walk into that bad situation and learn from that bad situation.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like it was going to be overwhelmingly bad. You know what I'm trying to say?
you would probably have some issues, but it wasn't like your ship would automatically blow up.
Exactly. I made a mistake, and the game taught me that I made a mistake. All right, should I keep going? I can't remember where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Nicely done, Wes. Okay, shield straight down. Shield straight down. Put it straight down.
Why don't? Is it gonna hit the? There we go. Just want to hit the right side.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, we need.
No, I can't.
I'm coming.
So yeah, that's the thing. Someone's gonna have to fire.
I got it.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, there we go. Oop. Yeah, so that's the thing is like, my job isn't always just to block every incoming missile, because I may not be able to.
Looks like we need shields. I'll get us down there. Whoa.
Heart.
All right. I love the sound that makes too.
Where are they coming
Oh, I
from?
forgot. That was something else. Thought powers combined.
Yes. Every time. That's all I can think of.
All right. Uh-oh.
One man with his gun against the world.
Damn.
I'm just lucky they were all from one side.
Yes.
Not that
I
there's
realized
any
there was some-
actual
Alright.
danger
Nothing I can
in
do
the
to help
original,
you.
in the opening tutorial.
So we've got.
Oh. Hold on.
Let's see what we got. I think that's it. So we should be able to.
Yep.
Oops, sorry. We should be able to get out of here.
This is kind of cool, though. It's a shortcut loop back to where
Yes, yes, and that's definitely
Nice.
something worth talking about. Is the there's the bad guy. The idea that it's not usually fun to have your player walk back over the territory that
Yeah.
they went through already.
Yep. Especially with those lasers or whatever they were, with the auto cannons.
There are ways to make it fun, and there's clever level design that plays differently on the way in versus the way out. There's actually the Halo 3, the mission where you have to go into the hive mind ship or whatever.
Oh shoot! Sorry guys.
That is a that's a good level where you have to like make your way in to like get something, and then you have to make your way back out again, and it's very. They make it really interesting, even though you're essentially traversing the same territory. So you
Yeah,
can
and there
absolutely
there
do
might
it.
be like new content, or like in our instance, we could have finished this level already, but they guided us through new like objectives, which was getting more bunnies. So you could go back and be like, "Hey, I couldn't go through this one area," and when you go back, now you have like a new skill or something.
Mm.
We'll miss you, little firefly.
The fabric of space-time is shifting. All right.
Well,
So we made it through the tutorial. All right. So what do you, Scott? This is the first time you've ever played this. What do you think so far? I'm curious.
Oh, this is a lot of fun. It's a little early for me to make too much of a
That's
judgment.
fair. There's
but
one
it's
more.
so-
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go for it.
There's one more mechanic coming. I was just gonna say there's one more mechanic coming that I think will make it more interesting.
So I wondered if that was it, because if that was it, then the level design going forward would have to be pretty interesting to keep going.
Sure.
I can see a pretty good difficulty curve coming, where it's very hectic, and I'm interested to know if there's going to be player decisions on how to mitigate or accept damage. For
Sure.
example, there's only 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
So and your shield is limited, and there's only so many turrets we can use, right? So I'm wondering if there's going to be some type of interesting gameplay where, okay, we've got people coming from all sides. We can only accept damage from these three sides. This looks better to, which of the worst scenarios are we going to choose?
Yeah. And there might even be instances where, like, whoever's controlling the shield, for example, has to get off and get on a gunner because we're taking more fire than we can. And I would even say, based on the tutorial level, like, keep an eye on color, because it's definitely an indicator in this game. Like, this room itself, kind of encapsulates like a vignette that the levels did as well, where it's kind of on the outside as a pink color. So it's almost like you're fitting inside this frame and navigating through this maze. But yeah, other things too, like when we were looking at the map for more bunnies, they were a target that was green, or when we're hitting the buttons, they were red, but then when they turned on, they turned green. So a lot of these are going to be very color based. So as we're looking for new things, keep an eye out for that, I think, as well, because that's going to be pretty helpful.
I'm very curious how the game will continue its progression on, like, adding different things that you can do. Like you said, Caleb, there's still one more mechanic to go.
Yep, one more mechanic coming. And I will say, so remember that part where we got locked into a room where we had to, like, fight enemies that were showing up around us? That's a really key time for the person who's driving to jump off the engines and onto a gun. So the person who's driving should be really ready to jump onto a gun, usually.
Yep, I noticed that, and it was very, credit to the designers, it was very obvious that I needed to stop driving the ship and jump on a gun, because the doors closed, and it was I looked at the map beforehand, so I was smart enough to know that, or the game told me ahead of time, put it that way, that this was somewhere I needed to go, and this was a dead end, right? Until we got some type of thing finished. So it was very intuitive that I needed to jump off. So that credit to the designers for that. Like, I had no question that I needed to jump off and jump onto a gun to help. So, yeah. Great so far.
Yes, so this is something too. There are other ships that you can unlock, and different ships will have different interiors and different arrangements of the various stations.
Now, see, that adds to the complexity and makes it more interesting.
Yep.
Because I was wondering if this is the only ship that we have, or like the only set of mechanics that we have. The only thing that makes it interesting is level design, but that adds nice complexity to it. Interesting.
I won't reveal anything, but I will say, remember, we were able to get more information on the map with a new upgrade there too. So keep that in mind. There's another complexity that could pop up. Now I will say, yep.
So you can just run into those? Don't you shoot those?
Yeah, so that's run into them. I think that's usually how we collect.
Sorry, jumped on the map.
Collect different that's upgrades. Yeah.
So this is one of those big open areas you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. That's a nice difference. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no, I got you guys. Sorry. Butterfingers.
Will those baddies persist?
That's a good question.
Difficulty remembering.
Well, I know this level's big enough that it's like...
They're everywhere!
Yeah, they're definitely...
Nice catch there, Wes, with the shield.
It's the hope. Trying to get this side, but I can't get...
Okay, here. I got it.
But I got it.
Beautiful.
I mean, to be honest, we're like, as intense as that was, we didn't lose a lot of health. So, not to say that there isn't much more ground to kill, so to speak, or to uncover. And we'll get health as we go, but that's...
Oh, can we regenerate that health?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And we did in the last
okay.
level too, but we just never got hit.
We gotta take a pause here because I gotta show you this new mechanic. Scott, why don't you walk over to the box?
Oh, I got a little.
Can you walk over to the box, Scott, and interact with it?
Okay. Oops. There we go.
Okay, so you now have a power gem. So every station can have 2 items attached to it. So my recommendation is a power gem probably for, I don't know, what do you think, Wes? The shields or the engines or gun maybe?
I was thinking shields.
Well, I mean, not to be biased, but I think the shields would help to cover more area, whereas a gun is specific to one location, which will be good.
It's just the 3 of us is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I would go to the shields. So drop it over there. So
nice.
it increases
look at that.
the size of the shield.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So there are various gems. Power gem is not the only one, but there are various gems that you can acquire that will allow you to modify and enhance all of the stations in your ship.
That's great. Now, do those go across levels or just one?
Yeah. So we're going to continue to.
Yeah, and I forgot about this. Did you see what's happening now?
Yeah, so it looked like
we're being pulled into an orbit.
Oh, yes. That is great. I love it.
And it's fairly obvious, I think, when you see the dotted line and that you're moving in that direction. But it's such a cool mechanic. Like, I mean, that's what's neat, is that it's not like a fight enemy 1, fight enemy 2, fight enemy 3. It's an exploration of what's out there.
Well, and Scott, you were talking about, it being the game developers making it obvious that you didn't need to pilot the ship anymore. That made it really obvious that you didn't need to pilot the ship anymore. You're locked in this orbit now.
And it was also a good indicator that, okay, we're going to go into a little bit more of a difficult fight.
Right.
And you can drop one of your people pilot. You can use one extra person. You don't have to have a pilot. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if you think about difficulty, probably one of the hardest things in this game is, because you're basically, when you're driving, you're playing defensive, but you got to move back and forth from defensive to offensive quite a bit, and it can get pretty challenging. So adding in those areas where you don't have to drive can help to lower the difficulty a bit, especially more complex or new areas.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why I did that.
It felt good, though, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I can't take those out, right?
All right. I'm trusting you, Wes. I'm trusting you.
Got it. Let's just get these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got all 5.
Oh.
So, rescuing the bunnies, does that give us health back?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yep. I just checked.
Alright, I'm taking helm.
Go ahead. I'll get the gun.
I love the sirens on those guns.
I got the door.
Alright, so now I think it was over here where we need to. Well, so do we need to. Are we completionists?
There's a box south to us.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
That boxes can
because that
sometimes
mini
have
map,
gems
yeah.
in it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're a completionist. We want to go get the rest of the bunnies.
Okay, that's awesome.
Oops, my bad.
Oh, we got a power we got a gem of some kind.
Oh, cool.
Upgrade.
Who wants to figure? I did the first one.
You want to get it, Caleb?
Yeah. Power gem. Okay. I'm doing this one.
Nice. I want to see what that looks like then. Ooh, that
there you go.
Feels good. I like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back this way.
Okay,
Jeezy cows.
Get off the fun one. Go back to something as useful.
It's a new bunny.
I also just like playing asteroids with these things.
Okay, so there's
I
two
see.
over there. Yep. I do like that it pauses when you look at the map. At least I think it does.
Thank good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Okie dokie.
Oh no, we need someone on top. Oh no!
Oh,
I got it.
I was for sure those
Beam gem. Oh yes.
green things were gonna.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
There's another weapon for you to try there, Scott. There
Okay,
you need to go
try that one.
down.
Oh, so that's a different color. Ooh.
Oh, that thing is, yeah, that's a very fun laser beam.
So there's.
I mean, the sound effects
It's
are
so good.
so awesome.
And there's that subtle screen shake too. Fire the gun, you can see that just
Yeah.
subtle
I
screen
love
Yeah.
shake.
I think it's just the ship that shakes,
Yeah.
which is
No,
good.
it's the background too.
Not-
There's a slight shift in
Is
the
there?
background. Yeah.
Oh, cool. They did really well on that. Oh, going up there.
Check our orientation here. Let's see.
Oh, we're way
Okay.
up there. Wow.
We're trying to get ourselves into the center
the
of
top.
this red ring of death.
I'm assuming those things explode when we hit them
Or at least
Yeah,
they
they're-
damage us when we hit them.
and hurt quite badly.
Yes. It's best not to do that. But I think we can ram through them with the shield, can't we?
Ooh.
I don't know. It's a good question. Like, that's one of the things I haven't figured out yet, and I can't remember, but I think that, like, those red flying things can get through the shield because they kind of do like a kamikaze.
Oh.
But I'm not entirely sure. I'm protecting up here,
Okay.
so you guys
We'll
got
get,
a sec.
we'll get him in a second.
Yeah, he was ready for it. Firing beam auto cannon.
Nice.
I mean, come
Well
on. There was a
done.
group of them all together.
That was so good. Oh, okay. We need to navigate through this somehow.
Hold on.
Well, that laser upgrade can get through that pretty well, right?
Yeah, it does work a lot better on those. Yeah.
Because it has more damage.
There's 3 of them. Okay, metal gem.
Oh, buddy.
All right, I'm over here. I'm over here.
Well, I can do one side. Eventually, it can make it. Wow. Okay.
We need somebody
Yeah.
up top. All right, guess
We're
it's me.
hurting. We're hurting.
That's
Hey,
the only.
Art.
That's the only thing. I feel like this thing's a little slower. It like
Yeah.
almost takes a half sec to get it going.
Oh, is it slower? Really? I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
It's a neat trade-off too. Something
Yeah,
a little
'cause
more
it-
powerful but slower.
Well, because I wonder if I can now. Let's see if we can move through those asteroid belts
Here.
with the shield. Now that it has the spikes. Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So now I can just plow through stuff.
We're
We
going
could probably
down.
plow through enemies
Go
too.
straight down. Straight down, Wes. Boom.
I love it. Come
Oh,
on,
wow.
guys. Join us.
Let's see where's our. Okay, we've still got at least
Ah.
one more. I have a very good sense of direction. And it's also advantageous to look around the map because you can find additional upgrades.
Very true. Especially if they persist. It's worth, early on, it's definitely worth looking for those.
Yeah, I really... Oh, no!
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. That was my bad. Oh, beneath us.
We got a little too comfortable.
Yeah, I did. I was just like...
We're good, we're good.
We started talking about design again. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, if anyone in chat has anything that you want to specifically talk about or think about. Ooh, got another one.
Power gem.
Oh, these guys.
Oh, heading down. Got it. Oh, that felt
Oh, buddy.
Alright.
Oh, no.
They're
They're barely hitting us and not hitting us. Okay.
Wow. Oh, no. Ah!
Oh, buddy.
Wow. This does get hectic.
It does, it can. And
I'm
that's
sure
the
it gets even
interesting.
more.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is you can start to really feel like parts that are maybe a little bit more over your over your head than you would like them to be. Okay.
So far, I know it's still early game, but so far nothing has felt too overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say,
I'm sure this is gonna change.
If we bit the bucket in the first level.
Yeah.
But it could happen. I mean, we're
Oh, did the enemy just kill himself by running into a wall? Can they do that?
Shoot, I lost.
I
no,
think
I went
that
the wrong way. Shoot.
Oh, what happened to your good sense of direction?
I know, right? I was gonna eat those words as soon as I said them.
Oh no,
those words.
No.
We are literally going back the way we came. Okay, here we go. This is it. Into the fog.
It would be nice if we could see the fog during gameplay. Or maybe it's
Well, you-
intended to do that.
you can see it on the mini map.
On the minimap, yes, but
Yeah.
I was just wondering about in normal gameplay.
It would
we
be
go.
cool.
All right, rescue people. Rescue the bunnies. All friends rescued. So much love.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna hang on the left. Okay, now at the bottom.
All right, I'm going to the top. Going to the top.
Oh, that was a waste.
Come on, you little guy.
There we go.
Alright.
Got it.
Nice.
All right, all friends rescued.
So I think we just need to go to the middle, right?
Yep, there's a tiny bit of fog at the bottom. I just want to check it for upgrades.
Nice.
Ah, there's an upgrade. And there's lots of enemies we need.
Oh, it's so slow.
Catch. Oh, it was hearts.
Yay.
You know.
I mean, we kind of need it, but
Oh.
what is the red? Is that just the?
That's the
that-
asteroid ring.
Oh, okay. So it actually is not like all one color. It's actually representing the area.
Yeah.
So like,
They're still shooting at us.
Oh no!
Whoa.
oh, buddy,
I thought I
got it.
had more room than I did.
That's all good.
All right, we are going to just
Nope.
glide over here for a second. Here we go.
Yay.
You can shoot those. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah.
So this is, I think there's one of these in like every level or so. It has additional hearts and
Nice. Well, we needed that. That was great.
Of course, now we're done with the level.
Yeah, I was going to ask, does health persist? So we power-ups persist.
Power-ups persist. I don't think health persists. I think health is new each time.
That sounds good. It would be a little too hard if...
Oh,
so... It would be more like a roguelike if it didn't.
So Lydia says in the chat that the asynchronous play also allows for a variety of skill levels.
It does. Like, some people might be better at navigating versus shooting versus, something else, right?
Yeah.
And then, as you start to play that role, I mean, obviously, I think each of us have kind of, assigned our own roles because we have to kind of be quick on our feet, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, like, then we get better at those roles too, and then we rely on each other to, perform at our tasks sufficiently. Yeah, you could play it different ways too. I mean, you can definitely jump through, and obviously, I think when you see an upgrade that kind of entices the players to like, ooh, can I try that sometime? And then maybe they move from their role to something new just to try the new awesome gun or something like that, right? So it's really kind of neat.
Well, speaking of that, do you like the roles that we have assigned ourselves into so far?
Yes.
Oh, I don't mind. Yeah, I
think
like
all I've been doing was that last level. All I was doing was gunning. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you like that? You enjoyed that?
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, and now that we have a breather moment, Scott, now that we have added our last mechanic of the upgrades, what do you think of that?
That is very cool. So that adds exactly what I was talking about before, where it needs something to continue making things interesting. That solved that pretty well. So that was great. Can you only add one gem per station?
So you can add two gems per station, and the combination of the gems on each station will have different effects.
Oh, right. Like my metal one was also a more powerful or wider range.
Power gem,
so it was
metal gem.
Yeah.
So it makes it wider.
So that's pretty cool.
And turns it metal.
Yeah.
Right.
I do not recommend the metal gem for any of the guns. So the metal gem turns the guns into like ball and chain kind of throwers.
Oh my gosh.
But they're tricky to maneuver with, and it's tricky to hit things with them. They do a ton of damage, but it's rough to actually get them to like go where you want them to go and hit the things you want them to hit, because you're just kind of flailing them around back and forth.
Right.
So it's kind of like that ranged weapon where you have those powerful blasts, but instead of it just being one stream, it's wherever you flail that metal ball from. Yeah.
Now you can do the upgrades. You can do them with all of the stations except for the map, I think. So you can do the primary cannon. You can change the primary cannon's abilities with the gems. You can change all of the different different guns cannons. You can change the shield and the engines. All of those you can upgrade with different things.
So lots of questions now. So if let's say we've done really well and we have 2 gems on everything. Don't know if that's possible or not, but
it's possible.
Using our imagination. If you get another gem, can you take one off to put on? Let's say we put a metal on a gun and we don't like it. Can we replace that metal with a power? Can you control that replacement? So do you just lose that gem?
That's a phenomenal question, and actually there is a mechanism that they've built into the game to allow you to respec your gems, but they don't just let you do it at all. Like they don't just let you do it willy-nilly. You actually have to get an item that is a wrench, and you can use the wrench to remove a gem. But you can't.
Okay.
And then once you use the wrench to remove a gem, it's gone. Like you can't use the wrench again, and so you can progressively.
That's how wrenches work.
Sure. Yeah, one-time use. Right. I don't own any wrenches that are more than one-time use.
I only have plastic wrenches.
Maybe they're crystal. They're crystal wrenches because you can remove it.
I like the meat wrench myself. Just sitting there in my toolbox waiting to be used.
That would have just very different direction.
Yes, it did.
Hey, you go one direction. I was just saying how far the hole goes.
Yes. So, but yeah, you can put on different gems, and and each of the combinations will do different things. It's usually a good idea to get to having two gems together, because they stack in power. So you can do 2 power gems, you can do 2 beam gems, you can stack them that way, or you can mix and match them as well. Guns, I frequently like the beam power gem combo. That one's pretty great. But double beams, double power is also really good for guns. Again, don't necessarily recommend the metal. But eventually what'll happen is we'll like have 2 on everything, and we'll just end up with random gems littered throughout the ship that we don't have any use for. They'll just kind of be floating there the whole time.
Interesting. Oh. Wow.
Well, cool. So the other spaceships that you can unlock in the main menu, are those just a different layout?
Yeah,
but
I think they also might have different stations. I don't know if there's any different functioning stations or not.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, this is where you kind of gotta like a gachapon, like you can pick whichever one you want.
Okay. Oh,
there's a gem. Go ahead if you want to use the gem. Power gem.
Go for it.
Well, we don't have anything on the top gun.
Yeah, the top.
All right, let's do that. Oop.
So this is cool, especially as a team. We just made a collective decision that the top needed some type of power. That is neat. Right, so, well, we didn't really need that. Oh, those are all health, right? So what about the right?
So those are the buttons.
Everything?
You have to push those buttons if you're done, if you want to go on.
Oh, okay. And it looks like 2 of us need to do it, right?
Yep. Working together, that whole thing, right?
Make the power of love.
So what I like about this is, or something else I like about this is that I can see this as a couch game where it's multi-session, right?
Yep.
And you can get together with your friends and say, okay, hey, let's continue on with what we were doing last time. And also discuss how to use those gems, right? Not really there's not too much strategy in this game, but something like that. Also, I can see while we're running in the game, we might not make the best decisions on how to use the gems because we're thinking fast.
Yeah.
So later on we can strategize and okay. We have a wrench, how do we fix it?
And there's always something new. Like this is a new, unique way to free these bunnies. Like instead of it being in a cage, it's a planet. And they're being controlled by these enemies that are holding them down in the planet. So until they're destroyed, they won't even surface into a cage for us to be able to shoot down anyways. So there's always like these mechanics that we're learning.
And see the planets all across the map, those are all things that you can orbit. So they all have the orbit mechanic attached to them.
The Sega Saturns.
So when we're in orbit, can you easily get out of orbit? I haven't driven.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of when you get close enough to a planet, it'll start orbiting.
Maybe.
I think.
Maybe we broke orbit and it won't do.
Yeah, I think when we freed the bunnies, there's no more orbit.
Okay. Well, there was orbit on other.
I'm
so sorry. I scratched my shoulder.
It's all good. I should have been paying attention.
Off the controls.
Folks, we can't talk and play this game at the same time.
Oh shoot!
You don't expect the world of your COGG reps, right?
We're just automatically good at every game.
Automatically good at every game. Okay, gem. What do we get? Power gem.
Another power
put it
gem.
on the bottom.
Okay.
Put it on the bottom.
On the bottom. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Nice. But the yellow one went away. Yeah.
But wait.
So you can't.
Huh.
Dun, dun.
Oh yeah, and those are like.
I
don't know what that is.
That's interesting. Maybe you can't get double yet. Maybe that's something that happens later in the game. That's interesting.
Or maybe it's a ship that allows you to do double jumps.
Yeah, maybe it's a different ship. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've only ever played this ship.
Yeah, I don't know if I've unlocked a ship yet. I have yet to beat this game. I've definitely gone through a couple
I haven't
of
beat it
levels.
either. Oh no! Don't shoot those! Don't shoot those! We don't need them.
We needed a little bit. Sorry, I realized what I did.
What have you done?
I realized, recognize my folly.
Okay, we got a location.
Whoa, this one's spinning fast.
Yeah.
Oh, and it just like hops between them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you gotta.
I don't know where we're going.
I'm bringing us
They go into
around.
a whirlpool.
Slingshot maneuver. Watch out. Hey, check the map. They need to where I am. Okay, we're
So we can pause it for a sec.
That was disorienting.
Okay.
Great, but disorienting.
Okay, how about we go down and just orbit through all of those ones straight down?
Sure.
Be honest, I'm surprised we've covered so much ground already in terms of the fog of war. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
I got it.
That was my fault. That was my bad. I'm sorry.
My thumbstick got stuck or something like that. 'Cause I was on the ready, but just didn't go far enough.
So they do have a progression where you have a series of levels. So we're doing Ursa Major right now. Or was it minor or major? I'm forgetting. One of the two. And we are flying around, and eventually we are going to. But we'll get to the last level, and the last level will have a boss battle. We won't be able to get to that today. That takes a while. So I think there's 5 or maybe 4.
It's gonna be a tight squeeze.
This is a bit of a tight squeeze. There are 3 bunnies. Smash! No, you moved too much, Wes.
Sorry, I was paying attention to the drill guy.
Okay, so that's our 5.
But
we've got
health anyways.
Got our health back, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, move! We gotta move! Move!
I'm guessing you cannot kill that guy.
I mean, it's like a bomb.
Okay, there's a door coming up. You got to get on the door. There's going to be a switch for the door.
Oh yeah.
Switch for the door. Switch for the door.
On the other side.
We got it.
Oh
my gosh.
I totally forgot about this part.
I did forget about those too. Yeah, so those bombs go off, and then you just gotta go. You gotta get out.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm like...
Oh, we have another gem.
When we've got the time to use it.
What? How can I put a beam gem on the
navigation?
Oh no! I can't wait.
Let's just do that final happens. Oh, that is cool.
Oh, it turns the engine into a cannon.
I think we needed that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I have no idea where we are. I gotta check. Hey, there's a bunny.
Get all the way down there.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's good to know health is straight up above us.
Yeah, maybe we should go start with that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess... Oh, there's a health.
Oh, never mind. It's all good.
I totally meant to do that.
Okay, I like having the engine be a gun. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever
I
seen
think
that before.
I remember that. I don't know if that would ever be a disadvantage. Oh, shoot.
Ouch.
Hey, bunnies, did you... Sorry for running into you.
Don't worry, we will save you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
no,
kill
I
it,
can't
kill it,
do
kill
that
it.
though. I can't do that though. I can't
Oh, my
always use it
goodness.
as a gun.
Oh, ouch.
All right, I'm just gonna get off the gun. Try to help. Oh, health.
Oh,
Health.
we got help for that.
Oh.
We're gonna lose it.
Oh my goodness, that was close.
Wow. That was amazing.
My heart was racing watching that thing spin around.
I mean, it's interesting enough because it must be trying to... I don't know if that's like orbiting around our spaceship or something, because that was kind of... It seemed like it curved.
I think it had a minimum turning radius. I think
Yeah, that might be it.
Oh, we have another gem.
Oh, you're right.
Another power gem. It's going here.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Nice.
I
Look
scratched
at
it.
that.
Oh, wow.
It shot a bunch of missiles.
That was great.
Oh. It's hard to aim though. It is nice to have a gun facing away from where you're going.
Absolutely. I can see that, yeah.
It also means that I can act defensively with it too, because I can actually
Yeah.
shoot down incoming missiles and that kind of thing.
And a gunner can know that the direction we're coming from is taken or is covered, right?
Well, semi.
We don't have to think about it. Yes, that's true. Oh, we have to open that door. Oh, something behind us.
I got it.
I'm actually not sure if there's anything here or not.
Famous last words.
Because I think this is.
Oh, move.
I think this is the cavern.
Jeez.
This is the cavern.
I'm trying.
Okay, so
This
we
is
just
where
need
we were.
to go over there.
To the right. I'm not coming in front.
We'll
It's all good, just
swing
run
by
into
that
him.
Health planet on our way out.
Yeah, let's do that. We're pretty low. Oh, man. How much health do those things have? Oh, yeah, let's get some help.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Good save, Wes. Good save.
Here it is.
Oh,
Coming
I
up.
know.
It's coming up.
I forgot we had...
Start streaming.
I got on and it wasn't
there
working.
it
Of
is.
course.
Okay.
I know.
Of course.
I saw that too.
Oh, well. So you know that time when you're in an intense moment in the game and then all of a sudden your stream goes down and you don't notice for a couple of minutes? Well, that happened.
Yeah. That's fine. You didn't really miss much. We went into the last
Yeah,
we fought a lot of baddies. We went into the heart and finished the level.
yes.
We were pretty much have completed that level anyways, so fun.
Yeah.
But that was cool.
Okay.
Oh, here's a new
Here
thing.
we are.
There's what you were talking about.
This is what we were
yeah.
talking about. Yeah. So you see that bar what was filling up previously? So what that was doing is as you level that bar up, you'll actually get the ability to upgrade your ship until you see here rank 2, we can have 2 gems per station. Rank 3, we can choose the different stations that we can upgrade. And then rank 5 and 8 you actually get to start unlocking ships.
That's cool. And I'm looking at the preview of those ships.
Gotcha.
One thing that's interesting about the ship we have is asymmetrical.
Yes.
Right. So if
Yep.
you're on one side, you have to walk differently to get to the other side as you would
Yeah.
vice versa. But I see that rank 5 looks like there's a little more symmetry in the ships,
so
right? Which is kind of neat.
I love the concept behind the ship on the left, the kind of orange one. So that ship actually locks the players into specific parts of the ship. So you can't run to just anywhere. You can only go within your little area.
Oh.
Wow. So what's the trade-off on that? Is there something more powerful about it?
That's a good question. I haven't actually played it, but just looking at it, it looks like there might be some differences.
There's only 3 turrets on that one.
No, there's
on
the
one
second,
of them,
the pink one.
On one of them, the red one. Yeah, the pink red one.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. Oh.
Or yeah, actually, I think you're right. Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow.
But they're trying to the idea behind the ships is you're trying to offer different play styles. So to kind of change up the feel of the game and that kind of a thing. And you do notice, like, if you look at the yellow one on the bottom row in rank 8, that shield is obviously different. So there's some kind of difference going on there too. Some sort of like functional difference beyond but just where things are set up.
Right.
And I think
with each, all good game designers kind of think like this or think through this of like, okay, we're going to offer something more powerful. What's the trade-off on that?
I figured it out. If you look at those ships, each of those ships has either power, beam, or metal gems on all of their stations.
Yeah, already right out of the bat.
Right out of the bat.
Interesting. That's cool.
See, because if you look at the bottom right one, it has the little balls for the metal cannons with the ball and chain.
Yes,
things.
it does. Yep.
So.
Oh, that's neat. Okay,
but
that's
for
cool.
the moment, rank 2 has acquired. Now we can actually put 2 gems on a station.
Nice.
Well, and that's on the red station. Is that what that was indicating?
Sorry, yes, just
that would
on
be any
the
fire
red stations. Yeah. Which, since we have that beam, you should grab that beam gem and put it on one of the guns.
Yeah.
This gold one?
Yep.
Yeah, that gold one. Oh, and we got a metal gem.
And we have a metal one. Okay.
So I'm thinking.
What happens if you put metal in the? What happens if you put metal in the engine or the navigation? That's weird. I don't know if I want to know.
I'm actually not sure. We can't. Oh, I guess we can.
We could though. If you really wanted to, we couldn't replace it.
It shoots mines.
Oh.
Now, can we run into them and damage ourselves?
Oh, here's a.
Let's
they
hope
disappear
not.
after time.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
And we just got a wrench too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was weird.
Okay.
Whoa, I didn't mean to do that.
So I think I have to make an addendum to a previous thing because I must have misremembered. Oh yeah, you got the beam and the power on both of that. I misremembered something earlier, I think. So I think if you put a gem over top of a previous gem, then that gem, the old one breaks and the new one goes on. I think what the wrench lets you do is take a gem off without breaking it. I think that's what it is. Oh yeah, put the power gem on. What do you think? Top or bottom gun?
Oh yeah. So we've got something very powerful on the right, on the left.
Yeah, I'd probably say top.
Top. Okay, you got it. Bam. I gotta check this out.
There you go. Yeah. Very nice.
Very cool. Oh yeah, let's get out of here. I'm sitting here looking at the chat. Oh, that is awesome.
I love that combo. The beam and power gem is.
Yes, can we have this on all of them?
We absolutely can.
You could. I mean, that's the neat thing is.
I like how slow it goes while you're holding it down.
Good gravy.
It's a good combo.
Yeah. Wormhole engine.
Somebody get the other button.
Oh yeah, the SR's here.
Whoa. Oh, that's right.
That's great. Oh yeah, forgot to mention that. By the way, oh well, no one's down there. No one's on the bottom. No.
Okay,
Sorry.
so I'm on
trying
the
to protect.
I'm on the engine,
Okay.
and I will move the engine out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think you stay there.
Okay, so there's waves at the bottom. So this is wave 2 of 12.
Now, as a trick,
We have to. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Out.
as a
Ouch.
trick, Scott, you can stop firing just so that you can
Yeah.
move your target.
Yep. Thanks. Wave 2. Oh my gosh.
I think that's clever
we
because
wow.
we have our ship's health, but then we have a secondary health bar as well.
Yeah, the secondary health bar is much smaller.
That's for your.
And I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's what's allowing us to do this warp teleportation thing. So if that goes out, we're screwed.
Scott is being kept very busy.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez, I'm stuck on the ladder.
Oh, this thing keeps shifting perspectives, which is really throwing me off.
Get the shield over there.
Got it.
Nice. Nicely done.
Just barely, because I was trying to get the ones on the left side. Yeah, it's nice. It's just, like, I feel like it's a little slower. At least, like, in terms of momentum.
Ooh,
Yes,
beam
come
gem,
to
beam
me.
gem, beam gem. Let me check it. Metal gem. Don't really want it.
Gosh. These things have a lot of health.
That was my bad. I was just shy of getting there. So we're 7 of 12, wave 7 of 12, so we're getting there.
I think this is also a really nice break from just the explore and find.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job, like, changing up navigation while still using the same mechanics.
Ah, of course I went on the other side.
Yay!
Heart.
We needed that. That's good.
It's probably not good that I have this over here. I'm just gonna defend it the old-fashioned way. With guns.
With guns!
We're almost there.
Dang.
We gotta get the bunnies.
Whatever
Almost.
that gun is, Scott, is
Well-timed.
amazing.
Well timed.
Is that what you're using?
What the?
Oh.
I should have kept it.
The
oh
missile.
no! Wait,
It's
let's
fine.
get-
All right,
let's get
all right,
that.
all right.
You got it. Okay, you got it.
Oh no.
It's running out. Oh shoot! Come on.
I'll get on the bottom.
Bring it
Close.
down. Bring it. Yeah. All right.
Nice. That was great.
Free the bunnies. Free the bunnies.
A little scream.
We got 2 more.
I'm so glad we can't kill the bunnies. Because to be fair, it's a lot of firepower being shot at those cages.
Do those metal things come out automatically?
Yes.
as you drive?
I'm just moving. That's all.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah.
Long distance high five.
Virtual high five.
That was
yeah.
fun. There, we got them all.
We're so good at rescuing bunnies.
Hey, we just hit
Weird
rank
metal.
3.
Oh, that was pretty quick.
Oh wow!
So, do we want to upgrade our engines, our shields, or a Yamato? I'm thinking shields.
Yeah, I think shields as well. Because that
it'd be nice to have like a wider one.
Yeah, if you could do the power gem and the metal gem.
Yeah, because then, because like I said, it's a little slow. I could probably get around a bit faster.
Well, I feel like we're at 347.
Yep.
Want to I don't know if we might need to wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think so too.
I got a metal gem.
We have too many metal gems. What are we supposed to do with them?
Just throw them up at the top floor.
Well, you know what? Let's
start a heavy.
What happens if we do 2 metal on the?
I mean, you can give it a shot. Try it.
Let's start a heavy metal.
It made it
band.
wider. It did make it wider.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't feel any slower.
Yeah.
Still slow, but it doesn't feel any slower.
All right.
Very cool. So what do we think?
About
I can imagine a lot of design sessions went into making this complexity fun.
That's what I was wondering about, because like definitely there seems to be a very large jump in design from the tutorial level to the first level, and even from the first level to the second level, because there were so many new mechanics, and then obviously like changing the concept of like getting a new ship and adding more gems. Like those things are like, you're just like, what else can they add to this? Like, well, this is what you can do, and they just keep piling it on and on, which is really cool. Like, you know, it's not, I don't know, to me it's not too overwhelming. I could see for someone who maybe doesn't play games, it could be like, oh my gosh, there's so much to keep track of. But you can tell there's a lot of very thoughtful design concepts like that was created to encapsulate these different designs within each other, right? Because
so actually,
go
ahead.
I was just gonna say the double gem concept. Like, when did that come into play? You know?
Yeah, that is kind of. I would love to know from the developers' point how they thought of that, where they came from. That's very true.
Now, what I will say is I was first introduced to this game by one of my best friends who, in his like community settings a couple of years ago, he was using this game to introduce, I think he was at med school at the time. He was using this game to hang out with the other med students, most of whom were not really gamers. And so he was actually using this game to introduce them into playing games together. And one of the reasons is because I think there's a point that was made earlier. There's varied skill levels with this game. It's a relatively simple control scheme, but if your one job is to just be on this gun and like man this gun, then you can just kind of stick to that job. And somebody who's doing the more complicated thing of maybe maneuvering the ship or controlling the shields, like you can actually bring along people with you who may not be quite as skilled, but who could pick it up and just kind of like have fun with it. And it's bright, it's colorful, there's lots of interesting things going on, and you can kind of start being like, okay, well, I'm gonna try and switch which gun I'm on, and you know, maybe give that a try. And so you can kind of like ease into some of the controls in the game. So it actually, especially if you're playing with a group of people who know what they're doing, bringing in new players into the game is really simple. It's really easy, and it doesn't feel overwhelming.
Well, I think that it really, and maybe I'm too simplifying it, but they talk about the minimal viable product. So I think the minimal like design is threefold. So it's movement, offense, and defense. And I don't know if there's something else in there maybe, but I feel like that is the crux of any choice you're deciding, whether you're using a map to figure out where to go or using the jets to move somewhere, or if you're trying to use the gunner or the what is that blaster, or even using the shield as a way to like destroy things too, as well as being a defense. Those are things that I think someone might be like, look, all I want to do is I'll be here to tell you, like, I'll be here to control where you go. You just need to fire stuff and defend in case, you know, I accidentally hit a wall or I got too close to an enemy or whatever.
Right.
And then somebody else could be like, cool, I just want to blast things. I'm really good at just getting on top of all that.
And we kind of did that. I don't know if we necessarily did that verbally. We kind of just fell into that.
Yeah.
Which was neat. What I liked about this game, I think they did really well, is that there were quite a few times where things got hectic, but nothing felt impossibly overwhelming. And that's a very difficult thing to accomplish, right? I thought they did a really good job at that. Even when we completely lost control going through that orbits section, like, flying around, that felt like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on here? There's so much going on, but it never felt. I could always see light at the end of the tunnel, right? And that was, I think they did a really good job with that. That's difficult to pull off.
I feel like they use space as to create experience. So obviously you can go to any different direction, but especially like in the first level where you had one level that had a bunch of those like alien eggs that would burst open and have these little, like, I don't want to call them, like little
piranha
tadpole looking things. So that was like that area, but it wasn't like they were integrating the orbital system there too. Not saying that they wouldn't do that later, but they really
they broke
tried
that point, right?
So it was like broken down into pieces so that you can learn those different concepts. But they weren't necessarily combined yet. But that's the added complexity that's coming in later. Is like, okay, you're going to get power-ups that allow you to have 2 gems, or they're gonna, like the orbital cage bunny mechanic, where you understood what orbiting around a planet was. Now it's orbiting around a planet where you have to shoot the enemies kind of almost in order so that you can release the bunnies out of there and shoot them and free them up.
Because the first one, you're in a room where you're contained with the enemies. This one is you're orbiting around a planet where the enemies are spawning from. And so it's just it's like an inverted way of handling that situation.
And they were the same enemies that we saw before, right? So it was introducing something new, but it was still something familiar. That's very cool.
Yeah, and I really liked the wormhole level.
Waves,
that was really fun.
Yeah, some varied play in there. This game is really good about, it has a very specific set of levers, and it knows what those levers are, what the depth of complexity is of those levers, and how they play with one another. And they present them to the player in ways that they can understand and like utilize. And I feel like that's one of the struggles that we as designers will have, is where you start imagining what your game can be, and you start thinking about, what kind of game is it? What am I going to do? What am I going to let the player do? And scope creep will come in and say, here, why don't you add this lever? And why don't you add this lever? And why don't you add this lever? But then you're handling too many levers. There's too many things for the player to do. You're not designing well how they interact with each other. Because the gem system by itself is a thing, but then if you understand how one gem works, and then how they now can work together to give you a whole new flavor of something. And so it's a game that knows really well what its levers are, and it tries to keep those completely reined in. And you can only, these are the options you have. You can't do any more than this, but there's enough complexity there to make it really interesting for the player.
Oh yeah, because you can get overwhelmed if things, and I'm pretty sure as you go through the levels you will be like, oh my gosh, but at least you'll have found knowledge to back off on, or back up on, so to speak, because you'll have all this knowledge that you can kind of refer back to, like, oh, I know what this is, but I'm not sure what these little piranha things are, but I know enough like that, I can kind of make do to learn this new thing.
I'm wondering if those overwhelming spots will, especially in the later game, will have been brought on by players making mistakes or things that you can get out of, right? Or basically the player not playing too smart to get them into those dangerous situations. For example, when I just kept firing inside that cave with the little piranha things.
Right.
Yeah.
The lesson there was to stop.
And different players are going to have different preferences too, which is also really interesting. So like my preference is not to use the metal gems on the guns, but some players might be like, dude, I love this, and it's just, I can just like whale these around and destroy everything, and it is the best. Like, and some people like that might be their play style, and it will work really well for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think all of these designs kind of come down to like kind of what I was saying before, where you have to kind of know what your core game is and like make sure that that's your center of balance, so to speak. Because I think what happens a lot of times is like, oh, let's do power-ups, let's do this or that. I'm not saying don't do that, but don't do it without thinking about the whole picture. And in this one, I'm like, I would put money on that they did a crap ton of not only internal but external play testing.
Absolutely.
To really figure these things out. Like a lot of these things, I'm pretty sure, like just thinking about the wormhole section, it was probably like people were like, this game was great, but it felt repetitive. So then the designers might have been like, well, why don't we just throw this cool, like almost mini game in there, and change it up a bit, make it more engaging.
Or,
just so
as a possibility, that was their original play-tested combat sequence, was that kind of a thing where they had the ship in the middle and enemies spawned around it, and the levels didn't come until they actually had worked that out really well first.
Or they could have, and I haven't played this enough to know if this is true, but maybe they had, say, a boss level, and people are like, man, this was really cool, but it's so different than everything else. I really took me a while to figure it out. So maybe they took that mechanic of that boss level and put it earlier in the game to have the players learn it. So then when they get to that boss level, it's not as challenging as they thought it would be. Right. So, I mean, who knows? But again, a lot of that really comes through play testing. So
you should bring your games to prototype and play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we have a lot of fun. We've got a lot of folks coming in on that, and we know it can be a little bit challenging nowadays because we're not always meeting in person, but
oh, hold on a second.
And we usually COGGers come in and actually allow them to play the game too, but it's a great way to get feedback, and that's so important in the game development process. So,
and we always have really good design discussions, and that's what I like about prototype and play is people in those rooms usually have excellent design discussions on what is being played, how to make it better, and it's just an all-around great time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I like prototype plays a lot.
I didn't have the audio feed on the other slide, which I switched to, and then there wasn't any sound, so we're back to back over here. But it was just only a little bit of that got cut out. But
okay,
that's all good.
It was amazing stuff, though.
You should have been there.
It was basically just us pitching prototype and play, right?
Yeah, totally.
Prototype and play, second Friday of the month from 6 to 9 on our Discord channel. It's a lot of fun. It's a great place to hang out. It's a great place to talk to folks. Whether you're showing off something or looking to see what other people are making around the Central Ohio area, it's a great way to kind of just catch up with folks and learn some new things and experience some new experiences. A fun way to experience your end of the week Friday night. So I think they're a lot of fun. That's me being biased.
I do too. I do too. I think they're great. We've got good design discussions with those. I really like prototype and play. What I think is interesting is about that, especially during times where we can't really get out and get together. Those are really nice. They're not a one-way communication like we have right here with our stream. It's a two-way communication where the COGG members can participate in that conversation. That's what I really like about that.
Yep.
Because we miss you guys.
We do. Absolutely.
We do. Yes, we do. But the one thing I will say is it's been much appreciated and has not gone unnoticed. A lot of the patience with us kind of learning a lot of these new things online. I mean, we've always wanted to go online, and it's definitely kind of been brand new shoes for us to be able to kind of learn these things, and we appreciate your patience as we kind of go through these new sessions. But the cool thing about it is now we have I would say a fairly decent structure to be able to utilize this with whether we're on location or not. So
yeah, I think we're definitely looking forward to someday streaming our prototype and plays and our game dev meetups from the Idea Foundry to our YouTube.
That would be cool.
I think that would be awesome.
Yep.
So
fingers crossed 2021.
So I have one more announcement.
Okay.
When we're done talking about our...
No, floor is yours, Wes. I have an idea of what this is.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of you may or may not have known, we did a couple announcements, but every year we do a Game Jam event for COGG. I mean, it's not just COGG, obviously, but the game event is called Global Game Jam. So it's an international 48-hour game development event. You do not need to know game development. You don't need to know how to code or write or draw or anything like that. We help to kind of give you the resources to do that, and especially since it's like in a 48-hour event, you really will learn a lot, as much as you will take the skill sets you do know and be able to help create a game. So it's an international event, so everybody around the world is going to be making their own game. It will be based off of a theme, and it will occur, I guess I can probably unplug this now, get my mouse back, but I'll post it in the chat. But it for us, it's going to start
doing fancy stuff.
I know.
You're
doing fancy
I'm
stuff.
Doing fancy
You're always
stuff.
doing fancy
I've
stuff.
got the
I'm trying to just get my mouse back. Yeah, because I've got this here. I might just exit out of here. There we go. All right, now it's back. So yeah, I know it was weird. Like some reason the game was like overriding my control. Here we go. So Global Game Jam is going to be starting on technically January 27th through the 31st. They have noted that they're starting on the Wednesday rather than if you've done this in the past. Traditionally, it was on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are still by default doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday as true it is to the 48-hour jam. But technically, you could start on Wednesday. We're gonna still be talking about that internally. We may do it earlier, but I think the intention is to kind of keep it as similar as it was in the past. But it is all online this year, rather than it being just in a venue or a location, which is usually what we do. It's all free. Usually in the past, we've asked for a small ticket donation to be able to be a part of it. That was mainly to pay for the space and the food. Since that's not, everybody's going to be working from home, that's not going to be the case this year. So it's all free. So we highly recommend you coming out to join our group. I would probably, biasly say that our group is a pretty friendly group and pretty supportive group. So we got a lot of really good folks in our community. But if you go to that link I sent in the chat channel, you can actually sign up today. And it's not like you have to absolutely come, but it's a great way to kind of put your your name in the box, so to speak, that you're going to be a part of this. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, you take some time. We'll be starting if the schedule is slated for what we've done last year, it'll start in the evening on that Friday, January 29th. We'll have kind of like the theme reveal, which is going to be showcased with our help. It will be revealed with Global Game Jam, and everybody around the world is going to be using the same theme. It can be interpreted in many different ways. And then from there, we'll be assigning people teams, trying to get folks together, even with people that they may not know. We usually try to help get people together with like programmers and artists if they have that, which we usually tend to have a lot of those. And if you're not, then you can come in as, say, like a game designer. Everybody will have a role, so we'll assign those too. I've actually been talking with Tom from Multivarious Games, who's helping me and Scott and Caleb with the. If you guys were there earlier this year with the GDEX Game Jam that we hosted on Itch.io and Discord, we had a bot there that was helping to assign teams and actually help to give a lot of resources for everybody. We're planning to use a very similar process like that. It'll probably be a lot more stripped down and simplified because we're not going to be using Itch.io. We're going to be using the actual Game Jam website, which is why it's really important that you guys, if you are participating, to sign up there, because at the end of the event, which will be on that Sunday, January 31st, that will be when you upload your game. So after the 48 hours, everybody will upload their game. We'll have a big hurrah at the end and kind of see and watch what you guys made the entire weekend. And then from there, what's really cool is you guys can go in and you can continue to develop those. It actually is being shared throughout the entire world, so other people can play your game and use what you guys created to kind of make all kinds of cool stuff, as well as you can kind of go to everybody else from like the United States all the way to Japan and play and modify and make all kinds of cool stuff there. So it's a really fun event, and especially if you've been looking to get into game development and trying to get a good understanding of what it's like to kind of a little bit like of a sample of what it's like to be in the game industry, this is a great way to kind of almost feel like that in a small amount of time. It's not a competition at all, which is one of the great trade-offs with this. It's not really something that we're, at the end of the day, so-and-so is going to get the grand prize of. So there's really nothing to lose. I mean, you'll have a couple of hours that you'll be using to work on this, but even then, it's only 48 hours. Most people make games between 1 to sometimes 8 years just to make a game. I mean, how long was Cyberpunk created, right? So
I did want to say
so,
one of the participants, a couple of the participants from the GDEX Game Jam, they actually, two of the guys decided that they were going to continue working on the project that they were working on. Now, they kind of started over mostly from the beginning, but they actually showed what they have been doing with that at Prototype and Play last time. So it was really cool because they were like, this is the game we were working on in the Game Jam. And so we got to talk to them about how it has changed and new ideas that they're having for it and how they're iterating on it. So yeah, it's totally viable to be able to make something and then either never want to look or touch at it again, or go on and make it into something even better than it was. So yeah, we've definitely see that happen.
Yeah, and there has been of several accounts of different games through Global Game Jam and other Game Jam events too that have kind of gone on to become complete games just because they thought the idea stuck so well that let's try seeing if we can actually market this. And you never know. I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest thing coming from our end is that we just want to help to support you with an event like this, give you some really good experience. And the biggest thing is just have fun. I mean, I think that's the coolest thing with this is you're going to meet a lot of cool people. You're going to get to talk with a lot of folks. You're going to learn a lot. And it's we always hark about this a lot. And for some of you who've been with us for a while, it's kind of almost a broken record with game jams, but they are a valuable experience. And we very much are very, good propellants on learning and educating yourself and getting to even just experience things in game development, just so that you have that under your belt and you kind of make those decisions for you based on where you are in your career, whether you're just trying to see what is game development like, or if you're a seasoned veteran and you're like, okay, maybe I want to try to learn a new tool or try something new. You can kind of use these experiences as a way to kind of try that in a safe sandbox like construct. So definitely try it out. You have a lot of different reasons you can. If you can't, that's fine too. It's no big deal. We're trying to offer more of these throughout the year. Again, GDEX Game Jam was new this year, so we're trying to do more things like this. So keep on our coattails, so to speak, and we'll be always trying to add more events and opportunities like this. So the event listing is in there. We'll be continuing to promote this throughout. So if you don't get it today, just check us out at thecog.com. We do have our meetup event there too. It is kind of a little bit of a shell at this point because we got to put more information in it, but it is officially live. So let me see if I can put that in there too. This one, and it is officially online. So yeah, and that's been the big thing too. And I was actually talking with the folks, because you have to talk to some of the organizers. We actually have a kind of like a Midwest organizer for our region that talks to the organizers of whatever site that's doing the game jam. So ours was like myself, Scott, and Caleb. So they called me up and they were talking about like, hey, do you have everything you need? Do you have an understanding what it means that this is online and all that good stuff? I said, yeah, we've done this for years. And I told them about what we were doing with the GDEX Game Jam and that we were planning to use that. And they said, you guys are like light years ahead of everybody else at this point because it's so new. Nobody's really sure what to expect this year because this is the first time that Global Game Jam is online. So that's the cool thing too. So you're going to have a lot of resources already available to you guys. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun during the GDEX Game Jam. I got to meet a lot of new people. And we always try to integrate, if we can, like, helpful resources for you folks as you're going through the event, whether that's like, what we call them as professional game developer, like speakers and peer reviews. So as you're going through, you're not just kind of like in a silo working on something you don't have any feedback on until the end. And just kind of give you guys some good experience too. So yeah, so it should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. So if you have questions on that, you can always message us here, or we always have like a info@thecog.com. That goes to myself, but I always forward that to these two fine folks as well. And just as another side note, we do plan, even though it's like a holiday month, still planning on, if you all are here, especially since we're working from home, I'm not necessarily going out anywhere. I still plan on having another event at the end of this month for our game dev meetup, which is going to be actually this coming Saturday, so the 26th. So that will be from 1 to 4 p.m. Basically, if we can get a presenter or just do kind of like a state of the industry around the Central Ohio game developer area, we will host kind of like a an online event. So if you have something in game development you want to showcase, let us know. We take forums, and you can find that in our description. We just do a simple Google form, and that just lets us know like what your name is, your contact, what you want to present, and we'll get you on here, just kind of like we're streaming here. We'll be going through Discord, and you can kind of present your topic. It can be like 10-15 minutes. It could be a half hour, just depending on how many people we get. And we're absolutely 100% happy to have you guys. We're excited to have you guys. So if you do have something you want to showcase, please let us know, because that's what we want this platform to be, is a way for you guys to talk about what you're working on, get some feedback, and just see how things are going. So that should be fun. So that'll be next Saturday. It'll all be online, just like in the post I mentioned, and we'll be taking presenters. So if you're interested, let us know, and we'll wrap up the year. And I think that's all I got, unless you guys had anything else you wanted to add from today's.
I wanted to say thank you, everyone, for coming out. It was a lot of fun for us trying out our first multiplayer online experience. Hopefully, this is not the only one we'll ever do, and we definitely want to give opportunity for people to join in as well. So if we have the opportunity, like we did with this month's form for the voting form. If it's a situation where we can have multiple people playing together, there'll be an option in there, just like there was this time, to if you want to optionally join, you are more than welcome to come on and be a part of it. So awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything from you, Scott?
We would love to have you guys.
Yes, we would love this. Again, this is your this is us doing this to help you and help you promote and grow and become better game developers. So,
yep, very cool.
All right. Well, that's us from COGG. I think we're signing out for today. Thank you so much, everybody. Absolute pleasure, as always, to be a part of what's going on in Central Ohio and beyond. So thank you, everyone. We will catch you all next time.
See everybody later.
Yep. Cheers.
See ya.